David Harris here with Protection Dog Sales, and today we're going to be talking about a question I get all the time. Am I feeding my dog enough? How much do I feed my dog? And we have a very, very scientific formula that we want to talk to people about so that they understand how much to feed their dog. And here's the scientific formula. Are you ready for it? If your dog is fat, feed him less. If your dog is skinny, feed him more. The dog food companies, they give these very fancy formulas, X amount of cups per month, per day, it's not that complicated, people. You need to learn to look at your dog individually, because every dog is individual. I have a certain metabolism. I can look at food and gain weight. There's other people who eat and eat and eat and do not gain weight, okay, regardless of their exercise level, okay? Dogs are the same way. Some dogs are very easy keepers. They gain weight very quickly. Some dogs are not easy keepers, and you just need to learn to look at your dog and make a decision based on your individual dog. Factor in the type of food, okay? So the dog food bag is going to say it has X amount of protein. Well, a chair has protein in it, but if your dog eats a chair, he's not going to gain weight, okay? So what type of protein is going to make the difference about volume? The other big issue that we want to talk about here is not just only the quality of the protein, but how the instructions on the bag are given to you. How many cups per day, per feeding. And I get people bringing a dog to me all the time that is well overweight, and I go, oh my God, how much are you feeding this dog? And they're like, oh, we're only feeding it 1 or 2 cups a day. And I'm like, okay, that sounds reasonable, 2 cups a day, you shouldn't be getting fat. Next week the dog's fatter, next week the dog's fatter, and I go, show me the cup. And this is what they show me, a tumbler. This is not a cup, okay? They're dipping this whole thing into the bag and pouring 2 of these into the dog food bowl each day, and they think they're feeding 2 cups. An actual cup of dog food, once again, depending on the variety of the dog food, the quality of the protein, a cup is about a small handful. Most dog foods are measured by weight, not volume. So even a measuring cup like you would have in your kitchen is not always an accurate way to say how many cups you're giving your dog. But once again, all that's irrelevant. What you really need to think about is just look at the dog. And another big mistake people make is when the dog eats ravenously, they go, oh my God, he's not getting enough. Well, your dog should be hungry. If your dog's not hungry, you're giving up a huge sign of wellness. Your dog can't say, oh, I don't feel good today. But if you're watching your dog, observing your dog eating, if he's not eating his food with vim and vigor, there's a reason for that. And you need to cut back. You need to control that food until the dog is eating his dog food in a very timely fashion. We don't ever give our dogs over 10 minutes to eat their food. If your dog's sitting around with a bowl of food all day, you're giving up an amazing symptom of wellness that could save your dog's life. So you really want to make sure that your dog is eating his food, he's eating fairly quickly, and that you understand what a cup is, okay? And then once again, there's a lot of dog food choices. There's raw and there's amazing kibbles. There's all kinds of dog food choices, and there's great videos on the top 10 dog foods and options. So we don't need to talk about that. But I do want to show you how to look at your dog and make a decision about, is he fat or is he skinny? So we're going to bring in a little Doberman in here, and this little Doberman, short-haired, will help us look at a dog. Now most people will look at this 5-month-old Doberman and go, oh my God, this dog is so skinny. The truth is this dog is in a perfect weight for his age, 5.5 months old. You can lightly see his ribs, okay? If you cannot see those ribs, your dog's probably too heavy, okay? With a hairy dog, you can't see the ribs, so you have to feel. You have to put your hands on the dog. I know it seems like a novel thing to do, but feel your dog, and you should have flanks. He should have the ability to feel the ribs. Right across his hips are what's called the pin bones. When I put my hands on this dog's pin bones, there's a nice layering of fat over those pin bones. If you can feel them sticking up like sharp knobs, he is too skinny. If you can't find his pin bones, he's too fat, okay? So just sort of a visual representation of what too fat, too skinny looks like, okay? So once again, I get this call all the time. How much do I feed my dog? And the answer is look at the dog, feel the dog, put your hands on the dog. The research is out there on all these different dog foods, which one's better, which one's not better. A lot of times it's really case by case. I've fed a dog an $80 a bag food and he didn't do well on it. And I've fed a dog a $20 bag of food and he did fine on it. So every breed is different, every dog is different. Treat them individually. Dogs are individuals, and if you look at them individually, put your hands on them, you'll answer your own question. I hope you enjoyed that little video. A lot more to come. Have a good day.